The original Duck Tales was a beloved NES title that first launched in 1989. The game was based off the Mega Man game engine and was developed by some of the same staff as Mega Man. At the time of its release, it became Capcom's biggest selling title and has been a fan favorite for a lot of us older gamers, the one of us in our 30s and 40s. It was actually one of the very first games I bought for myself for my Nintendo out of my monthly paper route fortune, which was, I believe, about $80 a month, by the way. So I was pretty stoked when I heard about this remake. Does it stack up to the original classic? Well, this is my review for Duck Tales Remastered for the PC. First, I have to say they follow the roadmap of the original game very closely. Level design is nearly identical to the original game, and enemy creatures follow the exact same routines as they did in the NES version. Even most of the level's hidden areas and treasures are intact, at least the ones I could remember from, well, to say I was very young. The levels are vibrant, pretty, and they did an admirable update of the original versions. Unfortunately, the developers took a few liberties that I believe they thought would improve the experience, but sadly they did not. In fact, one in particular is an incredibly annoying new feature. At regular intervals during gameplay, the game now pauses for story breaks, with voice dialogue between the characters. Personally, I would not have minded this dialogue had it been confined to the beginning and the end of levels. Instead, however, the dialogues come frequent. Often you can get one, continue on, and be stopped again not 30 seconds later for another dialogue sequence. What is worse is you cannot quickly skip these dialogues for some bizarre reason. Instead, you must hit start and then select skip sequence from the menu. At least on the plus side, the voice of Scrooge McDuck is still voiced by the now 93-year-old Alan Young. What's worse is the Xbox 360's controller during the game. Overall, the control feels very sloppy, nowhere near as tight as the original NES controller. Virtually all of my mistakes in the game came from frustrating controller issues. I will admit I do not use my 360 controller on the PC very much, but as several other reviewers have talked about the same issues, I'm led to believe it's not just me. While different gamers will get varying mileage from the game's different difficulty levels, I found the easier difficulty a nice addition for those younger gamers who will find the harder difficulties far too punishing, or just those who want a more casual experience as it provides unlimited lives and checkpoint savings, while the harder settings will offer an experience closer to the original NES version. Completing levels and collecting gems will give you gold to spend on unlocking art and game assets such as sketches and other artwork. From my gameplay experience, it will take several playthroughs to unlock all of these assets. Overall, the game, like the original NES version, is fairly short and can be completed in a single afternoon. Young players may find more replay value, but I think the older gamers would probably grow tired of the novelty of the updated version pretty quickly. That's not to say you shouldn't pick up the game. It is a fun trip back to the 80s and the heyday of Nintendo, especially for fans of the original game. I would highly recommend you wait for a Steam sale, however, as I believe $15 for such a short experience feels like a little overpriced. I am giving Duck Tales Remastered a 6.5 out of 10.